Abe's adventure in OddWorld, or more accurately his misadventures, are essentially a never-ending loop of trying to lead as many of his people as he can to safety through countless traps and challenges, with the goal of trying to save all of them, even as they seem to do everything in their power to, not survive.
And the journey that Abe takes them on in the game Soulstorm is one of a series of painfully repetitive battles that only seems to result in one losing outcome after another. Sounds kind of familiar now that I think about it.
What soulstorm are you enduring right now that has you praying the same prayer over and over for relief, but the Father continues to simply place that exact same cup into your hands and telling you to drink?
Christ has provided for us the ultimate example, when we have no choice but to drink deeply from that bitter cup, look past the pain and accept that even if the reasons lie beyond our understanding, there is a purpose to the pain we are enduring.
The Lord is not punishing you for something you did wrong. I mean, Jesus was perfect when he placed that goblet to his mouth. But there is a larger, typically invisible, and more eternal purpose for each of us that hides in the shadow of these losses. And sometimes the only path that leads to the victorious end game is by walking through the valley of the shadow of death to get there.
Our enemy is inevitable, but he doesn't realize that he holds a hollow victory in his hands. When we submit to the will of the Father, it may appear that we have lost the battle, but when we choose to lose the temporary things that we can't keep in order to gain an eternal life that we can never lose, the war has already been won.
I guess Abe's odd world isn't quite so odd after all. It's actually the same world you and I occupy each and every day, dealing with not only our own challenges and missteps, but also the poor choices of others, making the act of walking this already exceptionally difficult path even harder.
While the bitter cup in front of each of us is different, there's only one decision we all must ultimately make. Will we drink from it, accepting that we may not even get to see the victory that it yields in this life? Will we trust that the Father, in his infinite wisdom, sees the one and only way that every possible soul we encounter can be reached with his love, even if that path causes us pain? Jesus defined this path best when he said in the book of Luke, "If anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross daily, and follow me."
Crosses are not comfortable. They're not fun, and nobody has ever considered the idea of painfully dragging our eventual element of execution behind us as a picture of having a good time.
It's a terrible time.
Yeah. But he's not asking us to do anything that he has not already done himself. And in this battle for souls, the reality is we advance the message of the kingdom through our pain and sacrifice, not by avoiding it.
The cup is inevitable. All the prayers in the world didn't make it disappear for Jesus, and it isn't disappearing for us. Jesus had to drink from that bitter cup and fully absorb every last drop of the pain in order to free us from every stain that sin had left on our souls. And if we want this cup that's in front of us to pass, there's only one way to do it. Submit our will to the Lord. Grab that cup with both of our hands, press it to our lips, and push through it.
We may never know how many souls our obedience reached, or even understand the significance of our sacrifice on this side of eternity. But the message we have each been given is not how the Lord prevented us from the battle, but how he protected us through the battle.
I know the cup tastes terrible. Trust me, I have my own. But this cross isn't your punishment. As a matter of fact, it might actually be your ministry. Christ without a cross wouldn't have saved a single one of us. Let's take up our cross, drink from this bitter cup, and use what the enemy designed for our destruction to accomplish the victory that couldn't have been achieved any other way.